All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. Hope you've had a good weekend. I hope if you are in LA and are near the fires, I hope everything's going well and you're safe and you haven't had any issues. But if you are, please make sure that you keep yourself and your family safe. Don't be heroes, whatever you need from the community, just make sure to reach out. I hope everybody out there can get some help. If we get a hold of the user who was in here last time talking about losing everything in the fire for his house and his family's house, make sure to reach out to people in LA and find out if they need anything. So yeah, on that lighter note, let's go ahead and keep building. We're working on the venator. We did lose the instruction. Gotta refine that. There we go. And the chat is somehow not. No, it's there. All right, cool. So we'll just keep working on this. We're on bag 17 of how many, I don't know. This is the first box still. We're still in the first box. And there are 23 bags in this first box. So, gonna be a little bit. If you were not aware, there is a new program that Lego has put out. Called Lego Builds on Instagram, and it's to showcase perfectly when I'm getting ready to leave Instagram. They're showcasing AFOL builders, or builders, but I think mostly AFOLs, and some of the creative stuff that they've built, and they're showcasing it on that account. I've tried to ask, post different places to make sure Lego gets a Blue Sky account, because I think that's where things are going to go soon. So hopefully they'll do that. But it's hard to force people to do anything, especially giant corporations. So here's hoping. Until more like major companies move there, they're not going to go away from Facebook or Instagram anytime soon. So. So I hope everyone's had a good weekend so far. Let me know in the chat what you're working on. I was on Macro's channel the other night, and he was doing a theme bending, taking the Lightyear ship, I forget what the ship's called, but it's a really great design. It's a good model. And he's basically turning it into a Blacktron ship, which is very cool. Ooh, that's kind of in the way. I like these little bits of sexy fill in the gaps kind of thing on these big pieces of submodels. It's a lot of fun. So I'm not doing the time lapse anymore. I think what I'm going to do is just pull down the videos off of YouTube and try to stitch them together that way. I couldn't recover from the fact that I had one video that was shot that I forgot and shot portrait wise. So I was like, well, I'll hang out with the portrait wise stuff. But then the next video or the next night, it only recorded about half of the video. So it was a little disappointing. Move this back around. So I'll just try to pull from the, I'll download YouTube videos and just stitch them all together and crank the speed up. We'll see what happens. Friend on Blue Sky told me about some MPEG frame rate, something or other, to make sure that it compresses well. And I'm like, that is way over my head. When I get to that point, if I need anything, I will ask. Just 2, right? So that should be coming out pretty soon. I'll do that. Well, it won't be pretty soon. It'll be after this, obviously, but it'll be interesting to see what that looks like after a couple weeks of doing this. I don't think any news has come out recently. Any Lego news that hasn't been talked about already. So nothing major new to report. I finished up my playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn / Frozen Wilds, so I'm gonna move on to Forbidden West again, and just enjoy the games a lot and replaying them a lot. Haven't found anything really new yet that I want to pick up. Thanks to everyone who stopped by while I was doing TIE Fighter the other day. That was fun. I like doing that. I may try to do a couple of those, you know, a week if I'm feeling like I want to play some games and I don't want to be on the PlayStation. I'll kick up a live stream and we'll do some TIE Fighter. Seemed to be a lot of fun. ×2. Ahead of time, get me the ×2. There we go. That's what I like. So today is my mom's birthday. Anybody else have a birthday coming up or a celebration of any kind? I know also in 2 days will be Beth and my 4th anniversary. And I don't know what the anniversaries are. There's the color of the anniversary and then there's the expected gift type of the anniversary. Like collective nouns. It's like everybody just kind of smiles and nods about what the world says they are. It's like whatever company is currently lobbying the FDA or business groups to be everybody's gift that year. Okay, we're starting to get the bridges going here. This is fun. Something's not right. Those should be the same height. Oh, there's one more. So I see people are already posting about like the I think the there's some Chinese New Year stuff that's out now too. The new Chinese New Year sets are out. Pretty slick. I'll hold this up here in a second so you can see. There's another set of these that I missed. Pay attention. Here's where we are with this. Let's see. We're gonna do some of those windows, bridge windows. There's 2 different pontoons on this, so we'll see how close together these are. Some of the bridge, or some of the windows there, above some of that greebling. I love this section. This section's been a lot of fun, from the different angles of how everything's built, to how some of the pieces are coming together. It looks very smooth and very nicely handling all the angles and stuff. It's very cool looking. You can do that when it's this size. You can get some really good angles to fill in, and have room to kind of build out those angles. It's ×2 again. Posted something in the land about it too, about the fires, so hopefully we can get more people involved. There is a lug in LA, Lola Lug LA. I forget what the LO is for. But I tagged their ambassador to see if, how their lug was doing, if they've had any people impacted by this, and if there's anything the group can do. Brackets in this dark gray color. Nice. Something I don't have. A lot of these. Went to brunch yesterday with some friends. Great new place. Great place, new to us, but I don't think it's new for Austin. Called Lazarus Brewing, down on Airport, and just delightful, really wonderful. Good, really good beer offerings. Nice menu, great space, super friendly staff. Could not have asked for a better brunch date. It's a friend's birthday. Friend who is turning an age that is much younger than I am. And we commented on how all of our friends seem to be sort of ageless. Like, when it's hard to tell really who's how old and who's what age and everything. He's also a friend that right as we were getting closer as friends, me and him, his wife and Beth, they moved to LA. He's in the game designing industry, and kind of lost track a little bit. Kind of still talk to each other on either Facebook or we have a friend Discord. Hello, Walter. How are you? I'm doing well since yesterday. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I feel like I've been on a lot, but that's what you got to do. I was mentioning earlier that if everybody liked those TIE Fighter games, then I might do that more often. Just like an evening, like 5 o'clock or something like that, 6 o'clock before I start doing dinner or after dinner. Since Beth works late, I'm going to have time to kind of like hang out by myself. Thought that'd be something we could do kind of in between Lego builds. So we'll see how it goes. Ooh, we got some illegal builds coming up. Actually not illegal. This is technically legal because it's a tile inside a clip, which means that the clip is not being stressed because the tile is not as thick as the plate. How are you doing since yesterday? Hope things are going well for you. Two each way, okay. This is a pretty neat looking bit of greebling, like some vents. Put some hooks in or tiles in clips there like that. So it's pretty cool. How'd Portugal do in the Leagues Cup? UFA? Is it the UFA Leagues Cup? I haven't looked it up. Nice. We are displaying the microfibers on our shelves now with the identification pieces. Those identification plate things that you've got going on there are really nice. I had some printed. I ran a labeler on a couple blocks just to get some prints on mine, and I don't know if I'll do that again. That seemed to be like, I don't know if the fun is more letting people try to figure out what the ships are, or have it labeled so people can point to them and say, hey kids, that was a ship from when your mom or dad were kids, or something like that. I don't know. Have not decided. I still haven't decided which ones I'm going to take with me to Houston. And which ones I want to do new by then. Hello, Missy, how are you? Thank you for being here. How's your weekend so far? We are going to we're going to go visit the new Bee Cave Bricks and Minifigs today. Their grand opening was yesterday, and I think they still got some stuff going on today, so we'll see if it's crowded or what. But it should be fun. I'm gonna go visit a friend while we're out there, I think. Missing something if they're gonna put that on there. Oh yeah. I'm not bad. I mean, building Lego, can't complain. I actually, a little bit of a thing, that mom's birthday. Oh, this is a reminder. So not a big deal, but the other night, so for the past, I would say month, maybe a little longer, I've been having weird pains in my torso, chest, and neck area. Not as bad as I thought it was, like a heart attack would be, but maybe like heart stress or something. And it would come and go. Like I would, if I was up and about and working around the house or walking on the treadmill or just kind of like being active, didn't feel anything. No shortness of breath, no nausea. No stabbing pain. It was just like a discomfort, right? Almost like gas. But it did feel like right here, like it was it felt like right before a muscle would cramp up, right? That kind of twinge, it would twinge a little bit, and I'm like, oh God, what is, but then it'd like move into my ribs, around my back, and I'm like, this could be reflux, it could be a lot of things. Okay. I hate to say this, but I washed a lot of bedclothes that the dogs sleep on, so there might be a lot of water or hair in there. And the inside glass of the door, you may have to run your hand along the underside of it and kind of get all the hair off of it. Sometimes it won't make a good seal, and it won't close all the way. Okay. Sometimes it won't close all the way, and you get an error. So check that rubber lining lip. That rubber lining lip sometimes gets hair in it. Okay. If you put a second one in, it's not going to hurt it. I put I put 2 pods in sometimes when I'm doing comforters and sheets and stuff. Or if I feel like I've overfilled it. So anyway, off and on, and I told Beth, I was like, this isn't something that I usually, old man thing where you're like, no, I'm fine. But I'm like, I really, I'm of an age now where I probably need to get this checked out. So first of the year, I'm going to get an appointment. I'll get a cardiology appointment, right? I don't know what that takes going through my regular ARC, because I don't have a primary care physician. I don't have a PCP. So it would be me just calling Austin Regional Clinic and saying, here's what I need. Do I need a referral? What do I need to do? Do I need to come in to see you guys first? What I didn't want is to call them and say, if you're having any chest pains, you need to go to the emergency room and you need to call an ambulance or something like that. Because I'm kind of tired of spending the ambulance money, which is like $5,000 or something. I mean, insurance covers some of it, but to get to the emergency room to then sit there for 4 hours. I'm like, look, I'll drive myself. I'm not to the point where I'm debilitated where I can't drive myself. So been dealing with that for a little bit. So the other night I woke up and I'd had kind of a flare up, like it had gotten pretty bad. And I woke up and my arm was numb and kind of tingling in my fingers. It felt like I had slept on it and woke up and was like, oh man. But then the stress of like, well, is this part of it? What's going on? Really freaked me out. So I woke Beth up and said, I think I need to go to the ER. And we have a little standalone ER nearby that's part of the hospital system. So we went there and there's nobody there, and they saw me right away and hooked up a EKG and did blood pressure and ran some blood tests, and they're like, yeah, everything seems fine. Based on what you told us and based on the test, don't think you're having a heart attack. But with these symptoms and with your age and risk assessment, meaning big old fatty, you should go to a cardiologist. Ooh, this is going to be interesting because that's going to be all slidey. This is hooked on there, kind of on a jumper. And it's supposed to be straight like that, but you could easily bump it and move it off kilter. So now I get to go. So they called me back right away and were like, would you like to make an appointment with a cardiologist? So I was like, yes, please. So that's what I've been doing. That was Friday morning. So I took the day off and Beth still had to work. So she came back and went to sleep. And I just took the day off. I was like, you know what? I've got time. I've got PTO. I'm currently not in any pain or discomfort, but still. So that was fun. And I still have every once in a while I get a little twinge in there, and it's no bueno. So here. So while I'm doing Lego though, I don't feel bad. So that's good. But again, we'll have to see what happens. I did a stress test because I had some angina type chest pains, just kind of generalized all over the place a few years ago. And yeah, it seems to be okay for now. This is a good little trick. So it's a jumper plate going into the tube, and then you put one of those inverted clips over it. It looks kind of nice. I was having some chest pains, and it was really, it got to the point where it's really scary. So I went and got a stress test done, and they're like, yeah, everything seems to be fine. You're in pretty good shape. Probably stand to lose a little weight, but otherwise in pretty good shape. Hinge pieces, I want you to see hinge pieces being used as greebling. This is something I've been using for a while, and I don't know if any other ships have been doing it, but it's nice to see that that's made the trend into actual Lego sets. All right, so those are the bridge pontoons. That's pretty cool. It's starting to take shape now. The big conning tower with I've never liked that the bridges in Star Wars have always been like these giant glass things that stick out on top of the ship. It's like, well, now we know where to shoot. It's right there. All the important people are sitting behind that window, and I've got laser cannons, All right, so this is going to be a bit of technical here. The one thing I did like about going to the ER finally is now I don't have the anxiety of I've got an appointment. They're going to get it checked out. Everything's going to be fine. I just have, the appointment's a little over 2 weeks away. So I just have to kind of get through 2 weeks and hopefully everything's all right. And, wow, where does that go? There. Whereas before it was, I'm feeling pain and discomfort. This is really scary. And I currently don't have a plan for it, which gives you anxiety, which makes it worse, So, but now it's all good. Like this. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Let's see. Mock chess piece thing is kind of done. I want to redo it, so I've got a week. I'm going to try to redo it before the meeting. I think I'm going to do 2 and let people kind of vote on which one they like better. And have a feeling I already know which one it's going to be. That haven't even started the second one, but it's supposed to be classic space chess piece, and I'm doing a bishop, which just looks like a rocket ship anyway, so I just did a rocket. The problem is classic space sets and their rockets. The rockets looked like the Apollo rockets. They look like the Saturn V rockets, just these big decreasing staged as it goes up rockets in black and white. There were no, the rocketry in the classic space sets were not blue and gray. They were black and white. They were usually carried on these gantries, or they're in a space station. They're being held, had little communication satellites kind of tacked onto the top. So I'm trying to build a blue and gray gantry behind it, but you only have that footprint to put a rocket and a gantry on. So I have an idea of how to change it up a little bit. I'm going to try a different one, and I'll bring both to the meeting and say, all right, which one do you guys think look better? And just go with that. See if I can build 2 of them. Oh, times 2? Oh, man. So I really like building this set to the point where I'm like, I just want to spend all day doing it and either live stream it or not. Still just want to kind of build it. So I'll post on Blue Sky, or maybe it was TikTok. Somebody saying they're building the largest, and it says buyable set from Lego ever, and it was really hard to figure out because it was they said it was the cathedral, but the Notre Dame Cathedral set. Now they said this thing that they were building was 100,000 pieces, and I'm like, the Notre Dame Cathedral is maybe 1,000 pieces. Like, it's not that big, maybe more than that. Like, it's like $300, so maybe it's like 2,500, 3,000 pieces, something like that. And okay, so this is gonna go like this. And just this one, okay. But yeah, they were real proud of it. I'm like, I don't think the Notre Dame. So my question was, you said it was buyable. Is this one that's like, you get all the pieces and it's built by somebody else? Okay, I think these are all extra. It's a lot of extra. All right, now we're attaching this. So I kind of wanted to go in there and actually the whole thing, but like, eh. Okay, so this goes down, and this is going to attach in here somewhere. This is running into something. There we go. Don't really know what this is sitting on. Is it just sitting on this down here? All right, it doesn't say close it or anything. Let's make sure. Yeah, it doesn't say this like push these closed or anything. I'm not sure what is happening. So I'm just gonna let that sit for now, and we're gonna move on to, apparently, yeah, you can see in here there's nothing that says close it. Oh, it does. There's a little arrow right there. Just the top one though. Not the bottom one. All right. Well, this, it fits in here, but it's just laying like that. You can see that or not. It's just laying in there, and it's been pinned in that side area. So ginormous. Okay, let's see if we can swing this around without knocking everything over. Sorry about your ears. So people can kind of see what it looks like while I'm building the rest of it. And now we're on to bag 18. So yeah, today after this, we're gonna go get lunch, and then we're gonna go to a new bee caves or a new bricks and minifigs. We now have 3 bricks and minifigs in Austin. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't think the economy is going to support that, but we'll have to see. It just opened yesterday. I don't think it's technically still its grand opening, but we'll see what's going on. And we're basically going to Beth wants to get more parts, so hopefully they've got a decent loose parts table. I wouldn't think they would open a new store if they didn't, but you never know. So now we have a Lego store, 3 bricks and minifigs, and then we've got that other reseller up by me called Nessie Bricks. Plenty of places to buy and sell new and used Lego. On either side. I like these. I like the 3 long panels. They're nice. So I'm hoping that I don't lose time doing this, but soccer season is starting up, which means TIFO season is starting up. And the TIFOs are, as you remember, or if not, let me remind you, giant banners that get pulled up or shown at the beginning of the games, the Austin FC games. TIFO is it's, I forget what it is. It's an Italian word meaning like fever or something. Translates to fandom. And so it is basically us showing our fandom, our fervor for the team. And during the course of the year, we'll probably do 4 or 5 of these, and then each one's different, so they have to be, you know, the giant tarps have to be, they have to get all the tarps, they have to sew them together, they have to put grids on them and sketch out all the designs, and then everybody comes in and paints. So I was talking to somebody last year, and they're like, yeah, the sketching part is the hardest part, and nobody wants to do that. I'm like, that actually seems like really fun to do. And they're like, well, if you want to do it, you can. So I think I signed myself up to be on the sketch crew, which means fairly soon. I think we've almost got a design set on for the first one. And once that's set, then the crew will get together and start sewing. And after the sewing, they'll need somebody to draw it or transfer the art from the printout to the canvas. So that is where I've kind of signed up to be part of. So it may, and the reason I say that is there may be some evenings where I miss a stream or something because they are needing to work on it that night or that morning. Like maybe they need to do it at 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning on Sunday. So just letting you all know, some streams in the near future may be slightly interrupted. You got a puppy sitting by me. Chill morning stream. So my mom got a couple cats. She's now an old cat lady. And I called her on her birthday and I was like, so how are the cats doing? She's like, oh, they're a handful. I'm like, you knew they were going to be a handful, Mom. Brand new kittens. And also, you didn't get old cats. You got kittens. They need, they need to be put in their place and told what for. Otherwise, they'll run you ragged. She said, I know. I've had cats before. But she also wasn't in her 70s trying to finagle new cats. Flip it over. Two. Three. So lunch and then bricks and minifigs, and then I feel like we're gonna go visit my friend, the guy I told you about, who's in the recovery area, or recovering from basically drinking himself nearly to death. But he's doing better, so we're gonna go visit him today and see what he's up to. And that's going to be our day. And then it's back to work for a full week. And then next week is a 3-day weekend for me. We get Monday off for Martin Luther King Day. That day also will be the last day that I am on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. I'm going to cancel all those accounts. I really wish that businesses and the like were following suit. But I realize they are very large platforms and it's easy to get out into the community by being a participant in one of those. So I get it. Doesn't make me happy, but I understand. But since I'm small enough and I can make those choices for myself, I am canceling my accounts. I still, however, will be on Blue Sky. I'll be on YouTube. I have a TikTok account, but I haven't posted there a whole lot. And I just signed up for Lemonade, which is odd because it's a TikTok company. It's powered by TikTok, but apparently it's like a US-based company or something. I don't know. It's so dumb. The whole thing is so dumb. Need 4 of these to go here. This is very intricate, whatever it is. Whatever we're doing here, very intricate. 5, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Odd that there's only 5. We got one here. We got one of these guys here. Got 2 of these guys here. No idea what this is going to be. These guys here. One of these guys here. Okay, it's later. Like I'm not missing that many, am I? And these 2 guys. And then X alternating. The exact opposite. I think so. I'm gonna do a lot more of these in a little bit by the looks of it. Oh yeah, right now. All along here. For these. And then these 2. And having one extra piece is fine. Especially because it's this bar. Those usually show up as extra. So that was a lot of work to get all this bar stuff in there. A closer look at some of the gribblings and stuff in there. And then this will go, oh, not done yet, 19. When animals make big size, it always cracks me up. I just looked down at my dog while I was emptying the bag and she gave a big old sigh. And I'm like, you have nothing to worry about, you little munchkin. The phrase, you know, tell me your woes, you unemployed little freeloader. What ails you? What ails you, my unemployed little freeloader? Well, Dad, I would contribute if I had thumbs and a level of consciousness. I wonder how long in committees and play testing and designing and workshopping a model like this takes. I wonder how far in advance they know that they're going to do the UCS Venator. I mean, because the Clone Wars is 20 years old. maybe 15. Like the movies for the Clone Wars are about 20, but I think the show is 15 years old. But I mean, even in the movies, these things existed in Revenge of the Sith. So how far ahead of time do you think Lego goes, you know what, we're going to do that as a UCS? I'd love to be on that team. These in dark red. Don't have a ton of them, but I know they exist. 2x6 tiles in dark red. It's kind of nice. La. Excuse me. So I think I need a new game now. I've played Horizon to death. I'm probably going to go through Forbidden West next. But I wouldn't mind trying a new game. And I know I've got the TIE Fighter game here, but that's PC. I wouldn't be opposed to getting a new PlayStation game if something spoke to me. I don't know that I can do that Monster Hunter game. I looked at it and I was just like, this doesn't seem like my speed. But I don't know. I have word that the new Death Stranding game is currently being worked on. So I'm excited for when that comes back out. That'll be a while though. Yeah, I've just taken to finding my cat asleep somewhere, and I'll just shake him awake. Be like, hey, what's up? And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, sucks, doesn't it? Sucks when you do this to me every night. Can't stop yawning. Sorry, y'all. Even after my cup of coffee. Which I'm out of. I need to go find more coffee. So I haven't seen any of the new like horror movies yet. We haven't seen to go see Nosferatu or Presence or Substance. There's another one coming out where the guy makes basically like not a sex robot, but makes a robot, and he's keeping her kind of dumb. And she finds out and she ups her intelligence and starts going after him.
Why not?
And I think it's got Jack Quaid in it, Boimler / guy from The Boys. I think it's another A24 movie. It looks like a lot of fun. So when that comes out, I think it'll come out later this month. Wish I remembered the name of it. Oh, I have my phone. I could look it up. Companion. Called Companion. Look it up. Trailer is pretty wild. I don't think I have these in tan, these brackets. You get used to looking at certain pieces all the time, and it's hard to tell if you actually have that piece of that color or not. Usually as I talk too loud or something, she's like sleeping. What's wrong with you? Back to bed. The little dog that we have is twitchy. Like I rarely see her like with her eyes fully closed. She's usually got her eyes up and she's looking at you even while she's like completely crashed out on the bed or the couch. The big dog is just like sleeps like she pays the bills. She's just out, sprawled all over the place, snoring, farting. But the little one is like always ready to go. Like any moment things can go south and I need to be ready. It's very rare that I actually catch her with her eyes closed and her little tongue hanging out. And I will leave the dogs alone because they don't bother me in my sleep. Cat. Cat got mad at me in recent memory because I wasn't feeding him enough. Now he yells and yowls after he eats. Like I hear the robot going off and it feeds him. And then right after he's done eating, he's just in there meowing at everything. And I'm like, you cannot be satisfied, can you? You're just unhappy with everything. It's a neat bit of instruction right there. This goes here for a real half hot second because that's not being held up by anything. Holding it together with that thing underneath there. I really hope that kid, Cole Crafty or whatever his ID was from previous streams, I really hope he answers my messages and can get back with me. I'd love to be able to get a new set for him once his family gets settled, but it's one of those things where I think he's a kid, I think he's young, and I don't know that he'll respond. And if he does, I don't know. It's hard to tell, first of all. Like, let's be real. I know there's stuff going on in LA, but I also know that occasionally people will take advantage of that. And this may be just somebody being like, I'm going to say that I lost everything in a fire and see if I can get people to donate stuff to me. And I hate to be cynical about it, but that thought popped into my head. But I checked out his channel. He does have a bunch of stop motion videos that he's made, and then as well as a video of him opening the Venator at least. So yeah, it's hard to tell, and I don't want to be that guy who's like, whoops, who thinks the worst of people, but I just want to make sure, because I would like to be able to help. And I think I could get buy-in from there's already been 6-7 people on the log who are like, yeah, we'll definitely help out. But I want to make sure, I want to dot all my I's. Oh, I hate doing this, because this step, take these little guys, cross those in there. This will ensure that this set never comes apart. I hate going back in there and prying those lift arms out of there. So yeah, this box will be thrown away when I'm done building. I still have the box for the AT-AT. I don't know why I still have it. It just needs to be thrown away. I kept the Coliseum box for an inordinately long time. No reason. But yeah, I'll put once I get everything squared away with that idea of helping that kid out, I'll put something up on a community tab here, and then Blue Sky, I'll post about it on Blue Sky. That's really it where you can find me anymore. I'm not going to be on Instagram or Facebook after next week, so hopefully we'll get it sorted by then. I doubt they'll be sorted by then. That's just a huge thing out there right now. I have a fictional account on Blue Sky about I'm Miracle Max from Princess Bride, and it was something I was doing on Twitter, and so I'm doing it on Blue Sky again. And I was going to post something today, and I find out that both Carrie Elways and Billy Crystal have lost their homes in LA. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, now I feel bad about making jokes. So it feels like, from what people are saying online, that a lot more AFOLs are drifting towards getting non-official Lego. They're getting Funhole, they're getting 3D printed, they're getting not even AliExpress stuff, but just whoever's selling on AliExpress. I don't know what any of the other knockoff ones are that are not just resellers, but it's interesting to see the change, the dynamics. Let's go in there. I don't feel like I'll be doing that, but it'd be interesting to see what the quality is. Like every once in a while, maybe check in and say like, that quality looks good. I'll have to try this backwards. Okay, so this is gonna go under here. Wow. Okay, I have to figure out how this is going to be put in here. You have to kind of put it in from the back, apparently. Or not. Okay, well, how am I supposed to get that back there? Oh, wait. Okay, now I'm turned around. So I'm going to turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. Yay. Yay. Oh, this is getting unwieldy. So this is like so, right? It doesn't really say. Oh, okay. It does kind of say. So this slides in the back, but it goes past. So I don't know how. Okay. All right, this is complicated. I think that goes in that one. Got one. Ooh. Okay. Oof. Okay. And then I'm guessing these go on the top. That last hole, yeah. So this whole thing, whole top and bottom, you can't really tell, but this whole thing and this whole undercarriage are Technic pinned together. They aren't sitting on the frame. They're not attached to the brick. There's a single bar going through it. Then there's Technic like this, and these two chunks are kind of sitting like this. So if you look at the underside, it's got some greebling under there. So it's face up with the bricks. So that whole thing is inverted. And it's because it's kind of like being suspended from the middle gantry. Very interesting way to go about it. So this is, oh, now we're gonna do big, flat. I'm also, whoops. Missing, I didn't put on some pieces. I'm guessing they come in, yeah, they come in here. So, figure out where these went. There. Got a ventral hanger underneath there. I knocked that off, so I gotta put that back on. right, getting there. Sorry for the heavy breathing into the mic there. Hello, Celicia Ellis. How are you? Bag 20. Is that where we're at? Yeah, it was really hard to fit that in there like that. That was a... That was a little complicated. Not impossible, and not the hardest thing I've ever done in Technic, but definitely required a little bit of manhandling to get it to go. How are you, Celicia? I hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Thanks for being here. What Lego projects are you working on right now? Building, designing, doing some mocks, doing some sets, doing some sorting. How's your weekend shaping up? Plastic. I would have liked for these to be paper bags. They keep saying they're going to do paper, so. All right, this is not repeat. This is not ×2, so. It's a lot of different size plates. So make sure we got the right one. I think this is this one. Got 2 of these. Relevancy is currency. Hello, Mayo. How are you? I feel like that statement came from a place of it being personal. Relevancy is currency. I don't care if I'm relevant. I like doing this. This is what I will do. Oh, wow, yeah. Zissou, hello. You guys are making it really easy for my last 45 minutes. Appreciate y'all being here. The first hour and 15 minutes was just Missy, and I think she was getting bored. That is one of these. I will watch the Broncos if they go to the Super Bowl, but that's about the only time I will watch them anymore. I just am not watching football as it is. But that's very cool that it's the Texans and the Broncos in the playoffs. Yeah, I need another coffee. I think while we're out today, I might bag off and see if we can spend some moolah on some coffee. I'm trying not to spend a whole lot of money on food so we can eat at home and stuff, but I mean, might need a coffee. Okay. So what have you all been up to? See, I think I just saw, I've seen a couple of you guys on Macros stream last night when he was doing his theme bending Buzz or Lightyear starship into the into a Blacktron. It seems like a fun thing to do. I always like theme bending stuff. Layered wedge plates are so nice. Like that. I know you probably won't see a whole lot of that when it comes out, but almost fell asleep. Welcome to Ben KRM, your voice of Central Texas Lego. Got to move chicken in the fridge for thought for dinner. Oh, you know, I do that occasionally and I forget, and then we can order Chinese. That's my little secret. Oh no, I forgot to take something out of the fridge last night. Whatever will we do? Or out of the freezer. I try not to do it too often because, I mean, anymore it costs way too much to order food. Guess it's pizza night. Mark, recolored the light you're shipping to Blacktron makes me want to do this. Yeah, I think I still have in bags in a box, like right there. I think I still have my Star Wars as late 80s, early 90s space themes. I haven't taken them apart yet. Should break those out. And do what with them? I don't know. Look at them again and go, hey, look at that. That's cool. But yeah, that's fun to do. Because you can literally just go back, grab the instructions offline, just find some pieces and go, yeah, let's see what happens. This is going to be a big gray triangle. That is what this set is going to be. If you weren't aware, I think it's better than the other big black or big gray triangles because it has some dark red. It's the only saving grace, I think, of this set. I just think Venators are cool. I think they're one of the cooler ships in recent, one of the cooler capital ships in recent memory. Just went off the edge. That doesn't change the fact that it's a giant effing triangle. Gray triangle. Tired from editing. Well, we had a new person on here for a hot second. Celicia. I think they probably bailed, but it was good having you on. Hope you come back. So it's all about your own personal LEGO experiences. Over. Solid plate mechanics going on here. Did Luffy from Switzerland return? No. Elle ne retourne pas. What was the word I learned yesterday? Rivienne? Dorian? Rivienne. That sounds made up. Could be anything. Did not come back. Kind of a shame. But it's also dinner time there. 5, 6 at night. So maybe just a bad time. There were 2 of these, weren't there? So you can translate for Mayo. Mayo doesn't speak Australian. Mayo speaks football. Also, Australian doesn't have a different language. They have slang that we don't get, and we have slang that they don't get. Speaking of Australia, when my kids were little, and I forget what, I think it was Disney TV, DTV or whatever. It may have been Nickelodeon. There are these guys called the Umbilical Brothers, and they were amazing. They were really good, and they had a show. They had a kids show, but they also do like sort of comedy, not stand up, but like they do their own shows and stuff. And they're very talented vocal performers, sound effects and singing and storytelling and stuff. And I've seen them now a lot on TikTok, and I'm like, oh man, I remember this. I remember these guys. The Upside Down Show. So good. I think I like this less than doing Technic, because you have to squeeze, you're constantly squeezing, and your fingers get sore after a while. But you also have to make sure that everything's squazzed, squizzopides. Yeah, like that's coming apart. Make sure it's all flattened. This is when you need a mallet and just hammer away at these plates. You don't want them popping up and warping and skewing things later when they're trying to attach to these bars or these balls here, the toe balls. We haven't built his shelves yet? Don't know. We should ask. He's in the chat. So this is now the little wings. These guys. I love this. They don't want to give us a 2x4 plate. They'll give us two 2x2 plates because they don't want to include another plate. I get you. I see you. Ed needs Bluey minifigs so he can make microfighters for them. I don't think, like, Bluey was kind of past my prime, past my, like, I didn't have kids, so it was hard to get into it. I know it's not just for kids. Plenty of adults are into Bluey. It has strong positive messages and whatnot, but just never got into it myself. So when the sets come out, I'll be like, I don't know if I'm gonna get these or not. I know it's a huge deal. Bluey's like kind of the biggest thing around right now. Most of these plates, now this is only 2 layers, right? This is only 2 layers of plates, but most of these are here, so you can get this shape and this shape, right? And that shape. All these other plates under here are so you can get this. But for 2 layers of plate, that's not terrible. It's actually pretty good. Whatever you can do to keep it from not being very heavy. Because plates tend to add up. The weight of plates tends to add up pretty quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. What were the minions? I didn't get any of those either. I have a feeling they'll be like SpongeBob, where it's like legs and a upper body, and then like a case you put over the upper body with arms, but it's like the head and torso are kind of a solid piece, and then you can vary the height by the legs. Start with 6 and figure out where this goes. So 2 up, I think there. Oh, 3 up. 3 after that. Yeah. Oh, and this is choice. Getting a lot of these. Choice, Beth. This is choice. She can't hear me. She made fun of me saying choice the other day. She's like, you never say that. I just did. And now I just did again. Minty fresh breath. So I'm debating if there's anything that I see at Bricks and Minifigs here. If there's anything that I want that I might get. If it's a new set or new to me. Botanicals, if they've got any of the new ones. Don't think I'm gonna need any Star Wars stuff. Hey Beth, I just said these pieces are choice. Unironically, like it just came out of my mouth. I was like, oh, these are choice, and I went, Beth would appreciate that. She is. She comes sleep right here. She comes over here in size like she has rent payments to make. Tell me what ails you, my unemployed little freeloader. Come here. Come in. You go sleep in your bed. Yeah, go sleep in your bed. Come in. Okay, don't. There you go. Good girl. Okay, this is straight down this line and there. Yup. Oh, now she's off. She's like, you know what? Screw you, old man. I got stuff to do. Cool. Looking fun. Uh-oh, turret time. Make a bunch of little turrets. 1, 2. Mayo, did you get your shelf assembled yet? The chat wants to know. And then 1 wing. We'll put that wing in before we forget. Oh, they're on the tubes too. It always throws me a little when I see Lego actually putting studs in tubes instead of the places in between the tubes. I get a little freaked out. What are you doing? You're breaking your own rules. That threw me off. There was another one already in there. Rubber gasket. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Something is going to be slightly unforgiving in this assembly. Anytime there's a little gasket like that where it's going to attach to another piece of the main frame. You can tell it's going to be one of these little, well, this kind of works here. Umbilical Brothers David Collins and Shane Dundas Upside Down show was a butts on seats TV watching Nickelodeon in the late 2000s. They performed at Melbourne Comedy Fest, unsure about the Toronto Fest. Yep. Yeah, I would love to have a snow day here. And yes, the Umbilical Brothers are great. The Upside Down show was an absolute treat. It always felt a little too, like when we were watching it with the kids, I was kind of like, this feels a little like more adult than I think it needs to be. Like there were some jokes in there that were like, thank you for realizing that parents are watching this too. We appreciate that. Did that. Okay. 1, 2, let's do these guys first. 2 of those. 1 of these. Oh, wow, look at this. Oh no, this isn't anything new. I freaked out for a hot second. I was like, look, they make these in 3s. Of course they do, dummy. They've always made those in 3s. Okay. My parents are bugging me so much, I assembled a quarter of my case and quit, just leaving it on belt to spite them. Yeah, Zisu, look up the Umbilical Brothers. So it's usually one guy, and he does beatboxing, for lack of a better term, but he makes great sound effects. And the other guy acts out the sound effects. The Upside Down show was all of that geared toward like these 2 guys in their house, and stuff happens, but it's all imagination, right? It's just them imagining their house gets flooded, or the outside is all peanut butter, you know, simple stuff like that, but just super clever. Okay, so there's 2 of these each. Let's start here. A lot of fun. Good times were had by all. Man, I was making breakfast for myself the other day, and oftentimes I will make bacon and eggs, and I have a whole routine. Like I got it down to about 5 minutes to make all this. Bacon, eggs, and toast. And it starts with the bacon. I've got a flat skillet, 2 pieces of turkey bacon. Put it on the skillet, flip it over. Once I flip it over one side, I push the toast down. While that goes, I turn on the burner for the egg pan. Then I flip the bacon once. Then once the pan is heated up, I put in 2 eggs. Or I spray it, I put some Pam in it, and then I put it on there, heat it up, wait till it's hot. Put 2 eggs in there, put a little dash of water in there, cover it up. By then the toast is popped up, butter the toast, flip the bacon. Make sure the eggs are done. It's all done. Put it all on the plate. Coffee's done by this point. Pour some coffee, mix in my mix-ins for the coffee. Go watch Mythbusters or something, right? Watch some TV. Except this one time, just a couple days ago, I made everything and then ate everything, but forgot the bacon somehow. Oh no, I made breakfast tacos. That's why. I was like, that's only 3 things, and if you're missing 2 of them, your brain isn't working right. Made breakfast tacos, which is a different process. You gotta cook the tortillas on an open flame for 20 seconds each side, make sure they don't burn, and then you've got cheese and sour cream and guac and pico to put in it, and bacon. And make sure this is in the right spot. So I make the breakfast tacos, and I must have got distracted because I go eat the breakfast tacos, watch TV. I'm watching West Wing or Mythbusters or something. Go to drop the plate off in the kitchen and clean up the pans, and I noticed that I just left the bacon on the pan in there. I'm like, what? Handful of bacon in my mouth. I'm like, well, that was dumb. And by then I only ate like one and maybe one and another bite of bacon, because if you're just eating bacon by itself and it's turkey bacon, it's kind of like, it's fine. I want it with like egg or cheese or something else. Okay, this is going to be hard to figure out where exactly it goes. I think there. And then I've got two of these to go here. And that thing to go here. And these two things. I was wondering where these were going to come in, these tiles. Yeah, I probably eat it, and it's turkey bacon. It's not real bacon, but I probably eat it 2-3 times a week. Like I alternate bacon and eggs and toast, cereal. And the cereal is alternating between granola, and that's it, or Honey Nut Cheerios with banana slices in it. And then every once in a while, I'll get some overnight oats and do that. Let me get these out of the way. I think this is the bottom version of this that will go in here. So this is going to go here on the either side of that stand. So they built the stand into the plate. So that goes around the stand. That goes there, that goes there. Don't know where to press on these to get them. Okay, those are on there now. And what? And this comes up to what? Got these left. One here and one there. Okay, so this goes where? Right there. And that's the squidgy part. It has to be slightly over. What hole is that? Not that one. I'd show you, but it's going to be really hard to get that up there. But there's a squidgy part where it has to be slightly off-centered to be able to get in there. Which is a good trick if you can, if you're like, well, I can't quite make a 1x2, 1x3 lift arm to kind of move over. You get those little rubber gasket arms in there. Also, I think it's at an angle. So not only is it slightly over this way, I think the whole thing leans. So the bars that are in there kind of lean a little bit. And it's a great way to get that angle. Hold it up without it falling apart here. Oh, the whole thing. Kind of see how this is at an angle slightly going up. It's because these little gaskets in here are slightly allowing that bar to bend down a little bit. I don't eat eggs straight up. Do you eat scrambled eggs? Is that the question? Because I also don't eat, I just do sunny side up when I'm making bacon and eggs. But I do like scrambling some eggs or making an omelet, throwing some stuff in there. What did I do? What's wrong with these? Okay. Don't let them pull out, basically, is what they're saying. Those toe balls. Make sure they're set. Okay. So I'm going to start this next bit, but I'm going to cut off right at noon. If I'm not done, I'll finish it off camera. because and then this box will be done. We'll be done with that box. I don't think I'm going to finish this in 15 minutes, but we'll see. It's the whole other side of this. Nope. But we're going places at noon, and I need to be able to go and get ready and stuff, so I might cut it a little short. But I will be back Thursday. If not, maybe also Monday or Wednesday to do some TIE Fighter, because that was fun. We're just doing, I should have got all 4 of those out, and I could have just built them exact opposites and attached them both at the same time. Because now it's just going to be this again. Tiles are over here. Oops. Nope, 6x6. The other food like baked goods with my namesake. My family likes some scrambled. Have you guys noticed too that depending on the person really, people will even make scrambled eggs differently. Like they make them drier or wetter, or they overcook them, or they cut them into little pieces, or it's one like big disc of egg that's slightly scrambled and cooked. You notice that? Try to rip through this. See how fast I can do this. I have several friends who make like these dry scrambled eggs, almost like whatever it is in a cast iron skillet that you get. Not frazzled, but it's like call them frizzled, something like that. I don't like those as much. I like them like barely cooked. Like not gooey, not snot looking. The whites have to be cooked and not runny scrambled eggs, but still slightly wet. It just feels a little more creamy too. Game Freaks, how are you? Thanks. Keep up with the good work yourself. Appreciate you coming by. And sure, a Venator was there. Was it? I don't remember a Venator on Zepho. Was it in orbit or was it a wreck? It had to have been a wreck. I remember when they start and he's on whatever the junk planet he's on is, there were a bunch of Venators there. Braca? I think it was Braca. Another of these plates. There's a game. Fallen Order, man. What a game. I wish I could go back. There's some games I wish I could go back and play the first time. Fallen Order is one of them. Somebody said the other day, they're like, yeah, just give it like 5 or 10 years. You'll have forgotten all about it. I was like, that's hard to do. Because as you're playing, you're like, oh, I remember this. You can see it's sticking out at the start, I guess in the ground. I'll have to go back and play that. Honestly, I liked Fallen Order more than I did Survivor. It just felt like you were discovering new things. Fallen Order just felt like a lot of kind of going back and forth to the same locations trying to find things. It wasn't as fun for me, I feel like. Also because I was playing Zero Dawn at the time, I got the combat mixed up a lot, so I was trying to dodge and roll and do all this. I was trying to move faster because Aloy is like twitch fast combat stuff, and Cal Kestis is not. Like, you have to slow down a little bit and time things and get some parries and, you know, wait for them to kind of attack you and figure out what you're gonna do. But I'm like, you know, ferret in a dryer. I'm jumping all over the place. But that was a fun game. And I'm okay with it being not like open world, like it was open world the way God of War was open world. Still enjoyable. Eep. Have you played Outlaws? And what did you think? I'm not gonna give an opinion either way until I hear from the players. I will say, I take that back. I'll give an opinion. Outlaws was ambitious and it was fine. There was a lot of things I didn't like about it, but those things were because I wasn't a fan of like Assassin's Creed, so I wasn't a fan of like the skulking around missions, which I know they changed with some updates. There was just a lot of stuff I kind of didn't like about it, and a lot of stuff I did. I liked the ability to kind of go fix your ship up and fly around wherever you wanted to. I usually say a BB in a dryer, but I like the idea of ferrets in a dryer. Having owned a ferret once, I'm okay relegating them to that fate. Yeah, it's not worth. I wish I'd known ahead of time. I probably wouldn't have got it, but it's fine. It introduces some cool aspects and there's some neat things in it, but overall it's like, if I didn't play it, I wouldn't have gotten sad about it. It's one plate, huh? These instructions that are like, one plate. My youngest, my son, is trying to get me to play, what's the newest Marvel's multiplayer? I think it's a mobile game. He's like, have you got this yet? I'm like, no. Come on, man, we can play it. I'm like, I have no desire to play this. He wants to play the multiplayer games. I do not. Yeah, I'm sorry. The cord's going to be a problem for a while. It is totally my fault. So I got a new cable. I have one router in the house and the Wi-Fi, so I can stream. I have a 50-foot cable going from my router in the TV room out to here in the Lego room. And I got a new one because the one that I had previous to this, the clips on the heads of the terminated ends of the Ethernet cable, the clips had broken off, so you could see them, but then they would just kind of, the slightest little bit, they would just kind of fall out. So I'd be streaming and I'd lose connection. So I'm like, well, I need a new cable. So I guess I could have got a 40-foot cable, but I got a 50-foot cable. And because they send it to you packed like that, and who knows how long it's been packed, and sitting in the cold and everything, the curls are there for a while. And I tried wrapping around the pole and stretching it and doing all this stuff, but it still looks like a giant phone cord, right? So it's running like basically through the hallway past the kitchen into the TV room. And I told Beth, I was like, now be careful. I'm gonna trip on this, you're gonna trip on this, just be careful. Because it'll yank the modem right off the wall, it'll break the cable in the back of my computer. What I need to do is get a network drop into the attic and have it drop over here, but that costs money, and we rent, so I'm like, I'm gonna hold off on that for a little bit, maybe try to do it myself. But and if I'm gonna do it myself, I should do it soon while it's cold. You do not want to be in an attic doing network drops in Texas in the summer. Reminds you of Stuart Little in The Washer. Yeah, kind of. might get this done in time. We'll see. Their feedback is important to us. Well, I'm not going to answer that. Big plates, 2x6. Went to a birthday party yesterday, a birthday brunch. This is the one previously mentioned, going to Lazarus Brewing here in Austin. And the guy's birthday it was. He was like, "No, I'm serious. You need to invite us over and sort some Lego at your house." I'm like, I mean, this is the second time you've mentioned it. I will 100% be having you guys coming over and sorting. I don't know how I'm going to do, because I've never had a sorting party. I don't know what to tell people. But there's just going to be a big pile of stuff, and I'll be like, all right, you can do one of two things. You can take all these sets apart and just dump them into this bucket. Or you can make little piles of stuff, and I'll provide Tupperware tubs they can, dump stuff into. And then I will go and take all those tubs and put them in the proper locations in sorting bins and stuff. I think that's how we're going to do it. All right. So the shape's done. The basic shape's done. Now we just have to do the accoutrement. The affects and effects. Did I just hear Macbeth? I don't know. Did I say something Macbethy? I don't know what you're talking about. Ugh. That's weird. We're actually going to go see a friend of ours is in a play. They're doing Macbeth. And we're going to go see them next week. So the fact that you said that, I was like, no, not for another week. Okay, again, this is 3 up on that one. So I know Johnny was doing speed builds of the Millennium Falcon. Has anyone seen any speed builds of this Butte yet? I think this would be up there with something fun. So big plate, little plate, halfway between. We've got an 8. Starts here. There. Bring up some seams, make it a little stronger. Four of these. I honestly don't think there's going to be much. Well, I say that. There's going to be all this plating, all this stuff on the top here, and then we got the engines in the back. So there's still quite a bit to go. I was going to say, I don't think there's much more left. There's more left. I was just planning out the next few streams. So this will be another week, at least. Hope everyone's all right with that. And then we'll get back into doing some other stuff. Microfighter building, some designs. Try to get the Illustrator slash vector drawing done, idea stuff, so I can make some stickers for figures. Speed builds, I feel, are something you see at conventions. Like they've got, it's usually Lego provides a set because it's a new set. And they're like, we're going to have so-and-so do speed build as a reveal. They used to do that for this new set, but they haven't done that in a while. I think the last one they did of that was the UCS B-Wing, honestly. There's two little guys. Take care, Mayo. See you around. Yes, go Broncos. I know my family will be watching. I'll probably get some texts later on about something stupid about them losing or winning. So I'll be here for it. This is going to come in later because currently it didn't have any bearing on putting this together. Shy time. What's going on, man? Good to have you on the stream. Thank you for coming by. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're doing well. What are you currently working on there? Got any mocks going? Got any fun sets you got working on? This is my once-a-year giant set that I tend to do. I was gonna say right around Christmas, but end of year because I'll treat myself to a ginormous set. Trying to cram to get in the last few pieces here before the end of the stream, I think. No, I remember that comes in later. Right now, actually. Building through the backlog. Nice, the Lego truck. That's cool. That's a good one. I wish I had a backlog. I know a lot of folks have backlogs that they're like building through, but I get so anxious. I'm like, okay, this set has been sitting in my house for 24 hours. It needs to be built. Like I don't have the wherewithal to like put it in a stack and do some other stuff, but I'm also buying my own stuff, so I don't get a ton of stuff right away. It's usually spaced out pretty well. I got a friend who does live stream stuff and videos on Insta, Justin Brady Joyner. He's in our lug too, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with all this? So he's fan media, so he gets stuff sent to him to do on his channel, and he's like, I don't know what to do with this stuff now. I can't sell it, and I can't I'm running out of room. I'm like, oh, it sounds like it, and I'm like ribbing him. I'm like, that sounds like a terrible problem. It's like you could donate it, just donate it to a library or something. Such a bad problem to have. Like, you could give it to me, I'd be all right with it. But yeah, it's the perpetual, I don't have anywhere to store this. I don't have anywhere to put this. I don't have anywhere for this once it's built. I might be able to hang it somewhere, but I haven't hung a model since I was in high school doing like aircraft combat models. Box is easier to dust. That's true. Like I think there's going to become a point where I build it, put it back into a Ziploc, put it back in the box, store the box, and then hang on to it to sell it later. But I'd almost like it if people, the problem is everybody likes building. It's not like you can find someone who's like, you know what? I hate building. Would you just build this for me? That never happens. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told Justin. I was like, probably just end up giving them away. All right, we are about done. So this is the last bag for today. I'm going to get these couple pieces on here, and then we're going to fit this panel onto the model, and we'll be done. I will be back on Thursday for Lego stuff, but also, if you guys are wanting to see some old gaming, I've started doing, why is this not going on there? The old TIE Fighter game, old TIE Fighter PC game, TIE Fighter Total Conversion. I started playing that. And I'm gonna find some off days, Mondays or Wednesdays maybe, to play that. I think I remember how this goes together. We just got to turn the model around. So I should be back doing that. But if nothing else, then definitely Thursday I'll be back doing this. So make sure to come back for that. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. This has to snap in on here. And it wanted me to make sure that those are seated correctly in there. So you have to kind of hold it there while you put these pins in. Otherwise, they will pull the socket, the ball socket, the ball pins out. So get these side pins in as quick as you can. Plenty of, yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, I would still, I'm not the same as Shy or Justin, where they're getting a lot of review sets and stuff. They're going to be opened already. So opened once, put together, reviewed, put back in a box, then give them away. It's like, okay, well, these are giveaways, but they're not brand new. So cool. So this is now where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and call it for the day, but see if I can flip this over so you can see the underside. I'm killing it. So that's the underside of the model now. It's rather large, so it's hard to see, but at least they've got the striping in there, which is good. We got some greebling under here for maintenance kind of stuff. There's a hanger right there. I'm not sure exactly what was going to be done next. I have a feeling it's either going to be the top sides of this or the bottom sides of the front here. So we'll figure that out on Thursday. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I will be back Thursday. You guys have a great week, and I hope you get some good Lego building time in. And if not, do something fun. Be safe. If you're in LA, be safe. The fires are everywhere. If you know somebody who's been affected by that, make sure to offer some help, place to stay, some food and water, something like that. If anybody can get a hold of that kid who was in here last time, I really want to reach out and get some donations to get another one of these for him. So yeah, take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your time, and I'll see you later.